All right, everyone, we're continuing our reading of the wonderful collection of folk tales of the Native American tribes across the United States before the United States was the United States. Let's dig in. We're on page 245, and we're in a new section, and it's titled Counting Coup, Part 5 War and the Warrior Code. War for many Indians was an exciting but dangerous sport. In a way, it resembled a medieval tournament, governed by strict rules of conduct. The battlefield became an arena for an intensely personal competition of honor, in which a young man might make a name for himself and earn the eagle feathers which signified adulthood. Eagle feathers signifying adulthood. One could be killed in this game, but killing enemies was not the reason why men went to war. Total war, resulting in the extinction of a tribe, was almost unknown and generally abhorred. War parties were formed as much for personal as for political reasons. A few young men would be attracted to an experienced leader whose medicine they considered good. That is really cool. Being attracted to an experienced leader whose medicine they considered good. Like, today, I feel that with like spiritual medicine. You can be attracted to somebody who's really wise and they got that good spiritual medicine for you. It's very interesting. There was no stigma attached if a man refused to come because he had a discouraging dream or another token of bad medicine. Leaders had no inherent power to command or enforce obedience, only the sway of their prestige or charisma. So they had to use their rhetoric instead of authoritarian power. In battle, every man behaved more or less as his own warrior code dictated. Wow. So you got your own warrior code. Dang. Lives were not squandered for small gains. If possible, for every life was precious to people living in small hunting bands, and a single man killed would be sorely missed. A leader lost standing if he lost a man, even if his foray was otherwise successful. The conduct of war was a ceremonial affair, full of magic and ritual. Men rode to war with protective medicine bundles, miracle-working pebbles, or medicine shields, their horses covered with sacred gopher dust or painted with lightning designs. I like looking at the art when they have the horses all painted. It's really pretty. All intended to make the wearer arrow or bulletproof and to give his horse supernatural speed. The main object in any battle, and the only way to gain honors, was to count coup, to reckon one's brave deeds. Killing a man from an ambush with a gun was no coup because it was easy. Even a coward could do it. But riding up on an unwounded and fully armed enemy, and touching him with the hand or with one's coup stick, was a great feat. Yeah, that's true, man. It's like, it's one really terrible thing about guns is that it's made it so easy to take a life, especially from far away. Stealing horses right under the enemy's nose was also a fine coup. Coups had to be witnessed in order to be recognized. That's unique. Though in a few tribes a man could swear upon the pipe, or some other sacred object, that what he said was true. A warrior's eagle feathers were notched, split, or dotted with paint to indicate what kind of coup he had counted, how many enemies he had slain, or how often and in what way he had been wounded. Coups were proudly boasted of around campfires, their stories and details told and retold. That must have been cool, man. I would like that. In some tribes, a young man could not aspire to marry unless he had counted coup. Three of these tales describe the bravery of women, including the Great Buffalo Calf Road woman, heroine of the Battle of Rosebud. Interesting. Which was fought just before Little Bighorn in 1876 in Montana. Most young men belonged to one of their tribe's several warrior societies, each with its own legend of origin, its own way of dressing, its special paraphernalia, songs, and ceremonies. One became a member on invitation or by being sponsored by an older warrior. Wow, sponsored by an older warrior. Often a relative. In some tribes, one could buy into a society by a gift of horses or other valuables. But generally, leaders were interested only in brave young men who would do credit to the group as a whole. Hmm, sounds like a nice system. In some societies, such as the Sioux Kit Foxes, Takala, or the Cheyenne Dog Soldiers, there were death defying men who, during battle, pinned their sashes to the ground as a sign that they would fight it out on the spot until victory or death. Or the Sioux or in the Cheyenne Dog Soldiers. Oh. A wounded prisoner, if he had shown himself particularly brave, might be spared and adopted into the tribe of his captors. What? All but one of these 10 tales come from the Plains Indians, who still have the most highly ritualized war story tradition in North America. The Lakota Dakota people held out from the 1850s through the 1890s, and the longest heroic resistance to the incursion of white armies, and no other tribes have so carefully recorded their heroic deeds of warriors. On teepees, war shields, embroidery, and of course in the body of legends which are told today. When populations are reduced to living on reservations, ancient deeds of valor become even more crucial to the preservation of positive identity. That's really true. That's why we're reading it now. Keep the valor alive. In the East, the process of tale collecting was so corrupted by the prejudices of the collectors that many important war and other stories have been lost. That's why I like to call myself a wisdom keeper, man. That's why I like tale collecting. That's exactly like encyclopedic. Just learn it and be able to pass down that knowledge, man. With the exception of some Iroquois legends, the southwestern desert people have traditionally been too peaceful to generate a large body of war myths, though some tales of Apache and Navajo raids do still exist. Oh yeah, especially the Apache. They are very well renowned. This looks like a poem story. It's titled Little Mouse Counting Coup from the Brule Sioux tribe. This is a children's song which Lame Deer made up and from time to time improved upon. It was composed in the old style of warrior songs with archaic words and translated as well as Lame Deer and Richard Erdos could manage. I like Lame Deer. He tells the best stories, man. Ho, kola pila, friends. It has come to pass. Black face paint I crave, horses I crave. Friends, I, Kala the mouse. On the warpath I go. Behold my steed, Washin the bullfrog. Behold me, Kala, on the far jumping frog. Me, mouse, myself riding. Me, Kala, first in war. Friends, a grass blade, acoustic I carry it, a stiff grass blade to count coup on Igumu the cat. Igmu, I am coming, in a warlike manner I ride. Igmu, your horses, your scalp I am craving. Friends, Igmu, the great cat, I fought him. Friends, Kolapila, Igmu, I fear not. My long tail, friends, I pin to the ground. Sashwearer, I, fox warrior, I, Intunkala mouse. First coup, I counted. First strike on Igmu. For a scalp, friends, one of his whiskers I took. Yeah. Behold, Igmu's whiskers I bring. Long whiskers I am bringing. Nice looking girls, prepare a feast. Friends, Hokahe, Igmu, I vanquished. But friends, where is my tail? In Igmu's stomach. Friends, pity me. Man, that's cool. His horse's name is Washin the Bullfrog. A horse has the name of a bullfrog. Oh, that's cool. Scalp. He wants a scalp. That's super cute. One of the whiskers I'm bringing.